Welcome back to part 2 of the flood-damaged Grand Marquis. And will it run? Well, supposedly it's running. Like I mentioned in the previous video, they had contacted me and said the car is ready to be picked up. So I am about an hour from El Paso right now. I left this morning and it's now almost 3 p.m. So I'm gonna drop this vehicle off at the house and get an Uber over to the shop.
I'm your customer here, so just shut the hell up and drive.
And see what happens. I guess some of my concerns right now are that well, most of the communication with them has been via text or email.
That's text messages between you and Paul Watson, isn't it?
Yes.
And they mentioned Sandy Hook, don't they?
Yes.
Plan to move 130 into evidence?
And I've asked a couple of times about the air conditioning. That was something that I was very adamant about working. And the last reply I got just said it works. Okay, well, hey, is it cold? Is it blowing hot air? What is it doing? Hopefully it runs good, and hopefully they already filled out the DMV form for the rebuilt title, so I can run over to the inspection station tomorrow, get it inspected, and then run over to the tax office and get the plates and all that stuff. Because since buying it in January, I haven't been able to do the title or anything. It was kind of pointless since I can't get it inspected. I wanted to do all that at once, get the title, registration sticker, plates, and then not have to make 2 trips to the tax office.
This is Imagine TV.
I'm coming out of the Grand Marquis, sir.
No problem, officer? What? Well, hey, first spin.
Want a donut?
With Mercury moving upward as we...
Answer the question,
Okay,
Mr.
she
Smith.
wasn't with me. She was out all night with the Grand Marquis. The Mercury Grand Marquis. Until next time, imagine yourself in a Mercury.
I'm back here at Knucklehead's Garage in El Paso, Texas today, picking up the 2001 Grand Marquis. You can look around the shop and see that they have classics, hot rods, sports cars, a little bit of everything. So they do everything from a complete engine rebuild to, just simple oil changes and general maintenance. It seems like they've got you covered, no matter what you're looking for. Their address is 1707 Myrtle Avenue here in El Paso, Texas. So I'm back at Canyon Lake. I got back a few days ago. Picked up the car, ran great, but I did notice some things right away that needed addressing. So I've taken the car back to the shop and dropped it off, and hopefully I'll pick that up around Labor Day when I return to El Paso. So the first thing I noticed, and probably the thing that bothered me the most, was that the windshield was cracked. After driving away from the shop, I noticed a long crack going from the top to the bottom, and it looks like there's an impact point at the bottom right corner, probably from the hood coming off and either slipping, or they rested that corner on the glass and it broke the glass and caused it to split all the way up. So that wasn't brought to my attention. I had to figure that out for myself and wasn't very happy about it.
What? You son of a bitch. You no good damn son of a bitch.
The other things I noticed when I got home were there's a mount on the passenger side, it looks like a motor mount, where there's a bolt completely missing, which I'm sure accounts for the vibration I experience when I come up to a stop sign or a stoplight and the AC's on. It kind of, jumps around a little bit. It wasn't bad, but it was enough to notice it, and I'm guessing that missing bolt is what's causing that. Other things I noticed, the throttle return spring was in the trunk, so I put that back on, and that fixed that problem. Initially, you'd push the gas and it would take off, but it didn't feel right, so that made it feel normal. There's still a bracket in the trunk. I have no clue what goes to, that they'll have to figure that out. The check engine light came on halfway home, and it could just be the old gas that's in there. They replaced the O2 sensors, but that's something I don't want to see. In addition, there was an overdrive light that was flashing, and I don't know what that's about, and I didn't even bother looking it up. I just took it back to them because it wasn't supposed to be doing that, since the transmission was rebuilt as well. There was an oil leak. I parked it on a fresh slab that we just had poured last month, so nothing else has been parked there previously. You'll see the 2 tire marks and the oil leak right in the middle of that. So there's that, and the radiator cover, the big plastic piece that goes over the radiator, was completely missing. Hopefully it's just laying around the shop. If you look at my original video, you'll see it's there in the video, still installed on the car. And you'll also see that the windshield wasn't cracked. That was one of the things I talked about. I was pretty excited about that being the original glass and not having a scratch on it. So when I contacted them, they were very nice about it. They took the car back, said they'd get it all taken care of, and one of them gave me a ride home so I wouldn't have to get an Uber to go back to the house. So I'm confident that they'll take care of it, but we'll see how it goes. I'm in this more than the car is worth, obviously. For that car, I could have bought one with close to what it has in mileage. It's at 75,000, I believe, and I could have probably found one for $5,000 or $6,000 in the same condition. But I got the car I wanted. It's going to stay in this place. It's not leaving El Paso. It's going to stay there for us to use when we're there, and it's very clean. It's well taken care of, very clean, and I think it'll last us for a long time. So for me, it's more than I would have liked to pay, and it would have been awesome to buy this car at auction and get it running ourselves right away and with minimal investment, but that wasn't the case. So it is what it is, and I'm happy with it. Obviously, I don't recommend buying a flood damaged car unless you've been there in person to really look it over and inspect it and make sure the engine turns and all that stuff, which I didn't do. I was all the way over here and the car was in El Paso. So keep that in mind if you're going to be buying a car online, any car online. It doesn't have to be just a flood damaged one. But, right now prices are high on everything, whether you're buying salvage cars to rebuild or, you're trying to buy a running car ready to go. These online auctions, the prices have gone up so high over the last 2 years that it's almost not worth it. It's really hard, and there's tons of other people looking to do the same thing. So hopefully that'll change in the next couple of years. And prices will go back down. But I'll update you again as soon as I get the car back and let you know what the final verdict is as far as whether I was pleased or displeased with the shop and how they handled it. But everything seems okay for now, and like I said, the car ran great, so I can't complain about that at all. All right, we'll talk to you next time.